Previously, on Pokémon Science and Magic, we met up with Professor Salix and Loki to take on the final temple and receive the last of the scrolls. During this scuffle, we learned a little bit more about the region's past, and some of the darker secrets that it held. But regardless, in the end we managed to get the scroll, and now we have finally arrived to the Double C. All that's left to do with our mission is to dump the scroll within the vaults and be done with it. What could go wrong?
Don't say that!
Lo and behold, player, these are the great halls of the Double C. You should consider yourself very lucky, you know. Not even some trainers as good as you have the privilege of walking down these halls. Professor Salix has gone off to his meeting, so we should probably wait until he gets back before handing the scroll over to the right hands. In the meantime, what do you say we look around the place for a little while? Just be careful not to touch anything. This place is one of the most valuable buildings in the entire region, maybe even the whole world. Positive. Pitcher Vaults is one of the most secure places in the entire world. Artifacts go in, and only people come out. That's the way it is. Only some of the highest ranking members, including the Elite Four and the champion himself, are allowed in. Trust me, those scrolls are in safe hands. First, you hardly show up for your requested jobs. Then, you risk getting involved in a task which you weren't assigned to do. And to think we considered adding you to the Double C's ranks. Father, I thought my lady was in trouble. But she'd been deceiving me this whole time, using me as a puppet. I gave into my heart, my care for others, and look where it got me. Caring isn't a weakness, For, but too much caring is. From time and time again, you haven't taken this job seriously enough. You've put your social life before your own work, and look at where it's got you. I suppose the phrase, business before pleasure, has never crossed your mind. I'm sorry, Father. I was a fool for being so gullible. If I had just been there. If I had just listened to you. Yes, if only. I can see that you've finally come to terms with your weaknesses and flaws. However, as far as the High Council is concerned, it's too little too late. Yes. Father, is there anything you can do? I'm sorry, Thor, but your reputation is in shatters, and I can't keep playing favorites just because you're my children. I've already pulled enough strings as it is with Loki, so I'm going to have to agree with the High Council in the expulsion of your guild license. I understand, Father. It's probably for the best anyway. What? What in blazes is going on? Thor, Father, Loki, player, what in blazes are you doing here? Does it matter? The alarms are going off. They never go off. Indeed, my boy. Not for a very long time, at least. But you there, what's going on? Oh, Master Odon, it's terrible. Team Ragnarok, they've returned! They've broken into the Pitcher Vaults! They have unlimited access to all the relics that we've gathered there! What? Team Ragnarok? I thought we dealt with those hooligans! Forget them! How'd they get into the vaults? It's impossible, isn't it? Not if they had a mole working on the inside the whole time. In which case, we do not have the time to dwell on it. We must take action. Himmel and the other Elite Four members are out doing their own jobs, so we're on our own. You, initiate Code 96. Purge the vaults of Team Ragnarok. None of them get out with a single relic. You've got it, Master Odin. As for the rest of us, we're going in. Wait, all of us? Including me and Thor? But Father, what of my guild license? I can't... This marks the first time that the vaults have been broken into for decades. It takes priority over everything else. Pretty much everything stored in there is too dangerous to fall into the wrong hands, so we'll need all the help we can get to protect it. We can put aside your expulsion for now, but this is far more important, and far more bigger than any of us. We must protect those vaults at all costs. Are you all with me? And I suppose I can't let any of you have all the fun. What do you say, Thor? I suppose if this is to be my last assignment, then the least I can do is try to get it done. And get it done successfully. We're with you, Father. Then there's no time to lose. Come to the vaults immediately! Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Pitcher Vaults. For some reason or the other, Team Ragnarok has returned, and have swarmed the place. Hey, you! I know who you are! You're that dumb kid who keeps interfering with our jobs! That isn't going to happen this time. Our bonus is far too big for us to fail now. That's right, this is what our client paid us to do, and by Arceus, we're going to do it! You've stood in our way for the last time! Go, Mischievous! This is it, probably your greatest and toughest mission yet. In order to kick Team Ragnarok out of here, you must plow deeper into the vaults and take them out one by one, with Loki, Thor, Odin, and the rest of the Double C granting their assistance. However, the strange thing is, despite this vault containing some pretty rare and valuable stuff, Team Ragnarok doesn't touch any of it. In fact, they could make a fortune just selling one of these rare items alone, and yet they don't even bother. In fact, as you dig deeper and deeper into the vaults, they look more concerned with taking you out and holding you off, rather than looking for some treasure. And how did they even get in here in the first place? Quite strange. Player, I'm glad I could catch up to you. This is the only storage vault that seems to have received any damage. And by the looks of it, it's the only storage vault that Team Ragnarok has even touched. But why? The only thing I can think of that's stored in there is... Oh no. This is where we've been keeping the scrolls! Someone's coming out. Who goes there? Is it finally time to reveal myself? A shame. I was hoping it would never come to this as well. But I've come too far to be stopped now. Wait a moment. I know that voice. No. No, it can't be! Hello, Odin. Player. I really didn't want it to come to this. I really did not. In fact, I was hoping to get out of here with the scrolls without any of you noticing. But I've underestimated your strength and efficiency. Fear not, though. It won't happen again. Hamel? What do you think you're doing with those scrolls? Many things, Odin. Many things that should have been dealt with a long time ago. I truly am sorry. I was hoping that you would never see me like this. That Team Ragnarok would distract you long enough for me to escape undetected. What? So you were the one who let Team Ragnarok into the vault. You're working with them! Who do you think hired them to collect the scrolls to begin with? Of course, I did have to get in their way a couple times. Had to keep up the illusion, you see. But it was worth it to get to this point. Indeed, player. I was the one who gave them the job. I met with them at the Tried Blades of Trust, and I organized this entire plan with their guild leader. And do they seem to know what those scrolls are capable of? No, and nor do they seem to care. You know how straightforward Team Ragnarok is. But hey, at least it means I can get along with my plan much easier. And that plan being what? Come now, Odin, you know me far too well. You know exactly what. It's to help my home. It's to help this world. We live in a world blinded by ignorance, one of which ravaged by war, pollution, and half a dozen other problems nobody's bothered to fix. For all we know, humanity is on the brink of extinction. But does anyone care? No! The only time anyone does is if they talk about how bad everything is. They don't care about the state of this world, they just rather complain about it. It's like the entire planet thinks that this is all a complete joke. But I know better. I've seen it happen before, back home. Everything seems nice and dandy, but before you know it, explosions are over your head, and everything and everyone you ever loved is gone. Hamel, you don't even remember your home. Maybe so. But through what I can remember, is more than enough to convince me to act on it. Kyoto is just like me. Beautiful. And proud. With scars of its past. And I will not allow those scars to catch up on it. Nor the rest of the world, for example. We've all been ignored for far too long. If the people of this world do not care to solve any of its problems, then I will make them care! With the 2 legendary Pokemon's power under my literal Iron Fist, I will convince the world to solve its problems, to save itself. Months, if not years, of disagreement and arguments will become a simple, clean decision. You talk as if you're a god, Hamel, but you're not. You can't just rob the people of this world of their free will. They must come to these decisions on their own terms. Oh, as if they ever will. Some of them will say that they'll do something, but those words are just as hollow as their hearts. What I'm doing is for your own good. Call it wrong if you wish, but it is what it is. Besides, you'll agree with me soon enough. You all will. I should have figured that you tried to stop me, player. I'd be lying if I said that you were no prodigy in the making, but you're still no match for me. I am the Pokémon champion for a reason. Everything I've done, not just for this guild, but for what I'm doing now, is for the sake of a better world, a more peaceful world. And if you stand against me, like I care. I'll make sure that such ignorance is not a thing in the new world that I'm creating. Come forth then, player. If you wish to try and stop me, then you're welcome to. Let's battle! Let's just get this over with. Go, Dragavalanche! I'm not even going to bother to get sporty with you. This is for the fate of a better world. No mere Pokémon League match. Dragavalanche, unleash your full power! Armor Charge!
Supercharged.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the true power of Himmel's Ace. Through the Sub-Zero fragment, Dragavalanche will become a one-man never-ending storm. It was one of the most feared armor-charged forms of its time, complete with a liquid nitrogen gun nose and detachable crystals from its wings which it can use to redirect its ice attacks. It used to be called the Sub-Zero Bringer, which is exactly what it will bring with its signature supercharged frozen flash. So yeah, this definitely looks like a pretty tough Pokemon to beat, but you've got this far. I'm sure you can... As I thought. You may be a prodigy, but even the newest cars have teething troubles. Go, Dragavalanche! Supercharged frozen flash! Forgive me, player, but this is what happens to those who try to stand in my way. You know, Himmel, you're far too good at saying sorry. Odon, I assume you're going to try and stand in my way too? Please, you're no match for me. Maybe so, but at least me and my Lucario have earned our strength without having to armor charge. If you were so strong, surely you would have been able to defeat the player without having to do it yourself. Come now, Odon, do you honestly think that I needed this in order to defeat him? This was just to speed things along. Would you care to prove it? Oh, I would love to, but I don't have the time. I know better than to let my pride get in the way of the bigger picture. But know this, Odon. If you try to stop me, I will battle you. I will battle you all, and I will win. Himmel, please, what you're attempting is madness. No, it's justice. Go, Dragavalanche! Sheer cold! Father, how is the player? From what I've checked, fine. He did take a nasty hit back there, but he should be able to help us once we go to stop Himmel and Team Ragnarok. I still can't believe Himmel was behind this the whole time. I mean, sure, he was always kind of a busybody, but I didn't know that would translate to this. I should have. I should have seen this coming the moment I met him, the moment I took him in. Where did you find Himmel anyway, Father? Forgive me for asking, but you were always so vague about it. You never really told us. That's because I'm not 100% sure myself. But, if you must know, then I suppose it is about time I tell you myself. It was during my business trip to Galar, a few years before the Darkest Day incident in 2019. I was just traveling to Metroscope through the wild area, and then all of a sudden, that's where I met Himmel. A young lad outside the city walls, with only one arm and half starved. After rushing him to hospital and giving him a few days to recover, I asked him where he came from and how he got there. But he could hardly remember. The only things that came to his mind were a grey sky filled with ashes, explosions, and the last thing he recalled was a green light with a mysterious Pokémon at the center. But as far as he knew, he was a boy without a home. I pitied him, took him in, and brought him to Cryoto. His arm was replaced with an aesthetic, and he had his name changed to Himmel. He was truly a good lad, but I had no idea of his true intentions until now. And the only thing I feel is guilt. Guilt for not realizing it sooner, and not being there for him. I have clearly failed as a guardian. Rubbish! You could have done nothing when I was expelled and had my guild license taken away from me, but you gave me another chance. You helped me see sense. And all of my shortcomings were my own mistake. I should have seen sense from the beginning. But ignoring you was my own fault. Neglecting my duties. All of it. Thor, look, considering the fact that we'll probably be brainwashed slaves soon enough, I just want you to know that I get what you were trying to tell me now. I shouldn't have picked the fast lane over a good reputation. Yes, and I should have been more clearer to you. I should have been there when I was told to be. I shouldn't have put my social life over my job. I should have known when to hold back. I'm sorry. Well, at least there are some apologies today that can be considered genuine. Glad to see that you two have put your differences aside at last. And a good thing too, since we'll need the extra help, without any inner conflict. Once the player comes to, we must stop Himmel and Team Ragnarok from reawakening the two legendary Pokémon. If they do that, they win. We must recapture the 6 scrolls at any cost. Hold on. 6? Are you sure Himmel didn't take 5? I mean, Player and I got the 6th scroll. I have it right here in my bag. That was the whole reason why we came here. What? Well, according to the other members of the guild, Himmel stole 6 scrolls. So if the last scroll is here, then what did Himmel take? As you command, most of my troops have been placed throughout the ruins. We'll make sure to wear off any unwanted guests. Excellent. For the sake of a better world, for the sake of a better tomorrow, this procedure must go uninterrupted. I'll be counting on you to hold off the Double C this time. I will not underestimate their efficiency again. Well then, you better make sure to get this procedure done as fast as you can. Not to mention, you have to keep up your end of the bargain. I mean, Team Ragnarok definitely won't work for free. You'll get your money. Just give me my time. Alright, fair enough, Hookhead. I have a name, you know, you insufferable trickster. Trickster, and proud of it. Pleasure doing business with you, Himmel. Himmel was just a name given to me. A name which was meant to make me forget about my past. My real name is that of what I am creating. Yeah, right. Just go and do what you have to do already. I've been meaning to test out the new toys that you've given us, Mr. It's Leatherwood. Topia Leatherwood. You sure this is the place, Professor? According to my research, yes. This was where the legendary Pokémon were sealed away all those years ago. Not to mention, some of our outsider sources have managed to track down Team Ragnarok to this location. So once we go inside, it's make or break. I'd honestly prefer break, thank you very much. My apologies for interrupting you, fellas, but we at Team Ragnarok have a job to finish, and if you want to get in there, you're gonna have to go through us. Why am I not surprised? Do you idiots honestly not get what's really going on here? If Himmel manages to read those scrolls, he'll summon the legendary Pokémon of this region. He'll have our free will in the palm of his hands. And you're not only just gonna let him get away with it, but you're going to defend him? Oh yeah, you're still here. I honestly forgot you were still around. Wait, hold on. You actually believe that stuff? Come on, kiddos, those are just fairy tales. Yormungus and Sanctrasil are just a myth, A bedtime story your parents told you, just so you could shut up. Although I can't blame you for questioning us. To be honest, I think Hammel's just as crazy as you do. But hey, as long as Team Ragnarok gets their bonus, we'll gladly put up with that lunatic and his illusions. I don't know why I tried reasoning with you. Then again, I suppose we're going to arrest you anyway. Playa, let's take him down together. Wow, you're really shielding yourself behind him? You really are not as good as 4. Don't try to get into my head. It won't work. I know there are more important things at stake than pride. Bart, you're going down. Not this time. I'm gonna skin you both alive! Attack! Ariados! Arcanine! Crush him, Gobbler! Scrag him, Toxic Croak! Oh, so you think you're winning now, do you? Well, it's a good thing I've been saving the best for last. Bat-em-ups, go! And now, let's put a new spin on things. Bat-em-ups! Armor charge!
Supercharge.
Well, this is surprising, isn't it? The club fragment will give you access to armor-charged Bat-em-ups. This form makes the Pokémon far more vicious, and boosts its defensive power with upgraded wings. Its tail club also gets an upgrade, getting double the durability and force. Make sure to watch out for this Pokemon's supercharged home run. If he uses it, he'll disable any projectile moves you try to use against it the turn the move is activated. Not bad, hey boys? Hammel decided to give us a few new toys before we set out to keep guard. You're no match for me now! What? No! 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 Not like this! No! Look, fellas, no hard feelings, right? I mean, it's not our fault. Hammel did all this, I swear. He made us do it. He came into our guild. He beat us all. He threatened us. I swear, we didn't mean any harm. Please don't lock me up. I can't stand prison. I can't stand tight spaces. I beg of you. Bold words are nothing without confidence. Men, round 'em up. Take 'em in. I've already heard enough hollow words today. No, please, I can't stand prison. I'll die. I'll die after a week in there. Rachel, Commander, please, do something. What do we do? How do we escape? What's our exit plan?
Sorry, Bart. No exit this time. But there is a plan, and it's quite simple, you see. Now, listen carefully. Get wrecked. Have fun.
Rachel! You backstabbing son of a... What? Wait, no, please don't take me in. No, you'll never take me alive, I swear. I have my rights. You will never... Wait, hold on. He was... talking to Rachel. Oi, big bro, you gonna be okay? Yes, Loki, I'll be alright. Although, it is quite shameful of her to just abandon her fellow guild members like that. I know that's an understatement, especially considering what she did to all of us. But I never thought that she'd be so discaring over their capture. Yeah, I see your point. I mean, don't you think she should at least be ticked off that they're all getting caught? It's her guild after all. I hate to change the subject so suddenly, boys, but we do not have the time to debate this. Now, we've just captured Bart, and we've already subdued Bertha, back when we started our assault on their base. Rachel's the only high in command left. However, she may still have a few foot soldiers at her disposal. The rest of the plan is simple. We go in, take care of Team Ragnarok once and for all, and stop Himmel before he gets the chance to summon the legendaries. Whatever we were before, today we are a team, and we must work together in order to protect our free will, as well as the free will of everyone in the entire region and the world. Now let's go! There's no time to waste! Yes! Come all! Let's go! You two, player! Our greatest battle awaits us! You had to get all dramatic, didn't you? Well, if this is to be my last assignment, I shall make it a memorable one. Let's go! Onward! I suppose some things never do change. Well, this is it, folks. Welcome to what is essentially the true last temple. In order to get to the summoning grounds of Sanctusil and Gormungus, you must plow through the caves of the Titan's back. As you traverse deeper and deeper, you and the Double C will constantly clash with dozens upon dozens of Ragnarok members trying to slow you down. It truly is tough, but you must keep going. You have to. The fate of the entire region, or maybe even the entire world, depends on it. Sad to say, though, not everyone will be able to be here for the final battle. Ugh. Player, great to see you again. Unfortunately, I only wish it could have been on better circumstances. You see, when Himmel made his escape, me and the other Elite Four members caught wind and managed to track him down to this place to see if we could stop him ourselves. But, as you can see, we were no match for him. I'll say, he blew us aside like a Talonflame using Whirlwind. If that wasn't bad enough, he took some of our Pokémon. I can't believe that he'd be so heartless. I mean, it's baffling that this side of him existed all along. It's like someone flipped a switch. I just don't know what to think of it. Well, it's a good thing I do. That backstabbing traitor will pay for flipping us on our backs like Squirtles. Once I get my Fenraf back, I shall teach him a thing or two about punishment. When I get my hands on him, I will lock him inside a coffin and then bury him alive. Then I will have that coffin completely covered in cement, and then I shall laugh on his grave while he still dies! Richard, please. We all feel the strain of Himmel's betrayal. The anger, the confusion, not to mention the disappointment that we were unable to stop him, and that we allowed our Pokémon to be taken so easily. But at the end of the day, we must understand, his intentions were not that of true evil. Though nevertheless, he is still misguided and must be stopped. I'm sorry, player, but if we couldn't stop him, nor convince him to stand down, then he cannot be discouraged from his goals now. It's up to you and the rest of the Double C to put an end to his plans. Good luck. We're all counting on you. You're almost there. Just a little further. On the plus side, it appears the deeper you get, the less and less Team Ragnarok grunts you encounter. Looks like their forces have been spread pretty thin. However, there's still one member you have yet to encounter. And I think you can guess who it is. It's over, Rachel. Almost every other member of your guild has been dealt with, so don't make this too hard on yourself. Thor, you wouldn't hurt me now, would you? After all those times you said that you would never let anything bad happen to me. That was the old Rachel. No, it was the fake Rachel. The one that never existed to begin with. Well then, real Rachel, before I grab you by the hand and throw you into a jail cell, answer me. Of all the people in the region, why me? Why what? Oh, you mean, why did I trick you? Because you were the nicest. Because you were the most popular. Because you would get along with just about anyone. Even an Ariados that was trying to lead you into its web. You four were the most efficient choice. Well, That and you were stupid enough to fall for whatever I said anyway.
You trickster! I'm going to give you exactly what you deserve.
Aw, Thor, you're so kind. Unfortunately, that's what makes you weak. It makes you too soft to think of the more rational choices in life.
Is that the reason why you let your fellow guild members get captured? What kind of a guild master are you?
Guildmaster? Oh yeah, I did run that Ragnarok guild, didn't I? It's funny. In all the boredom I spent with you, I forgot I even ran that dump. But to answer your question, yes, they're all dispendable. Trashable meat shields to keep the higher-ups off my back. A means to an end, really. I can take care of the likes of you all by myself.
Well then it's a good thing I'm not all by myself.
Oh, you mean Mute Mouth over there? Come now, Thor, you're really gonna let him help you fight your battles? I don't know why the Ragnarok grunts were even scared of you. He's the real weightlifter. But hey, if you boys are really volunteering to have a dance, then who am I to reject? It'll be fun kicking you both in the rubbish bin, where you belong. Consider yourselves dumped. Stoutland, Scrafty, Sickum! Haunchcrow, take to the skies! Woolert, rip 'em to shreds! Impressive, but I'm sure you're already aware at this point that I always have one trick up my sleeve. What do you say we show them, Huleficent? I think you boys already know where this is going. Huleficent! Armor charge!
Supercharged.
Oh, we've really done it now. With the Grim Fragment, Huleficent will be gained the Dragon typing. Nobody really knows why, but it's believed to have something to do with these two dragon heads which have mutated out of its back. It can use them to fire projectiles from afar or grab opponents. It has also gained complete control over dark magic and draconic energy. Its signature, Supercharged Sin Storm, lets it bombard the opponents with a flurry of blasts from its heads. Similar to Dracopult's signature move, this attack will always hit twice. So yeah, if it wasn't obvious by now, you're in for a real fight, even with Thor helping you. So you better be prepared, especially when this thing comes out. And with so much on the line, you can't afford to lose now. For the record, I wasn't really expecting to win anyway. I mean, it is 2 against 1 after all. Ah well, consider Team Ragnarok officially disbanded. If you want to stop Hamel, he's on the other side of this tunnel, doing some crazy chant or whatever. If you want to stop him babbling like a lunatic, then now's your chance. I'll be off.
Wait, that's it? You're not even gonna bother to try and stop us?
I wasn't even trying during our battle. Besides, I've already had my fun here. Pokémon guilds, armor charging, Team Ragnarok, it's all old news. I'm moving on to what's new. It was fun while it lasted, boys. See you never.
You think you're escaping? Back chance, not after everything you have to answer for. I'm turning you in.
Sorry about that. It's just I've heard stuff like that before. Always ends the same for me. Goodbye, Thor. It's been fun while it lasted. And player, see you next game. Wigglytuff, use Flash!
No! She got away. I failed to redeem myself. Yes, of course. You're right, player. I may have failed to stop Rachel and turn her in. But we haven't failed our main mission yet. We must focus on the problem at hand. And if what Rachel said about Himmel babbling to himself is true, then that must mean we're running short on time. Come on, we must move now!
Gentlemen, I was wondering when I'd be able to see you again.
But you're too late. I have already read out the scrolls.
Any minute now, the 2 legendary Pokémon will come forth and do as I command. At long last, this whole world will be free of ignorance!
Himmel, stop this! This is ludicrous! You may not think that nobody is solving any of these problems that plague your mind, but you're wrong. There are people fighting wars, trying to find ways to help our world, and all those other problems that are probably in your head. You can't just force everyone to solve them for you. Eventually, there'll be no more problems to solve.
Don't bet on that, there'll always be problems. And why can't I force them to make those decisions? It's not like they were ever going to make them in the first place. They'll say that they'll do something about it, but I know people. They will never learn from their mistakes. Is that so? Then I suppose Loki never learned from his mistakes, or Thor here for that matter, and neither, I suppose, you. You're too fixated on the past and the future, Himmel. You always have been. You've sorrowed over events that are no longer in your control, and you take it to the extreme to prevent events that could happen. But no one should have control over other people's lives. Even if they're not doing what you want them to, they have the right to live how they want to live. Are you suggesting that we do nothing? I'm suggesting we give other people a choice. I know it's hard, especially if they say no. But sometimes, the efforts of a single person are more valuable than everyone in the world. You just don't get it, do you, Odin? The fact that I am just one man is the problem. But I won't be truly alone. Not anymore. Yes. I don't know why you bothered trying to talk me out of this. Because now you will all side with me in the end. At long last, Utopia will finally come to be! No longer impossible, no more ignorance, no more deception, and best of all, no more war! Wait, what's happening? I don't understand. I followed the scroll's instructions. I did what they told me. What's going on?
Free!